Hey guys, Alkade here, giving you a quick deck profile of my Sealed Fire King deck that was showcased in my Onslaught of the Sealed Fire Kings video that was posted earlier in the week. I'm gonna try this format where I release a deck test video. Mind you, it's a deck test video where several different versions of this themed deck, and I'm just pretty much showcasing the different combos or like the theme of the deck. But after a video like that is posted, I wanna like give it a bit and then post up the deck list that I was using during the video, or like the finalized version that I felt comfortable with by the end of the video. Um so without further ado, this is the deck that I used towards the end of that video. We have two Earthbound Immortals Kaikryu or Kaikryuha. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that. Um, Three Fire King High Avatar Garunix, one Sacred Phoenix Nephthys, two Blaster Dragon Rule of the Infernos. The Infernos? No, of Infernos. Flame Veil Dogs, two of them. Three Fire King Avatar Yaksha, three Fire King Avatar Barong, one Fire Fist Bear, one Flame Veil Magician, two Maxis, two Swiss Scarecrows, three Assaults of the Fire Kings, one Dark Hole, one Rekindling, one Book of Moon, two Forbidden Lands, three Circles of the Fire King, or Fire King Fire Circle, um, two Tenkies, one Seal of Orichalcos, two Destruction Pots, one Trench of Tribute, and two Call the Haunteds. For the extra deck, mind you, I didn't really go into these that often. They're not necessary because the deck is mostly based into the main deck. But I'll just go over to what I felt was suggested or necessary, just in case they were needed. We have one Gaga Gunman, and these are all one ofs. Yeah, Gaga Gunman, Abyss Dweller, Lavabal Chain, Maestroke, Dire Wolf, Tiger King, King Gremlin, Big Eye number 11, Draco Suck, number 15, Gibbet Puppet Giant Killer or Giant Grinder, number 107, Tachyon Dragon, like Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, one Scrap Dragon, Crimson Blader, Red Dragon Archfiend, and one Star Eater or Starform Dragon. This is not the side deck. This is just suggestions I'll get into real fast. Um, I just want to go over like little key techs in the deck. I was teching one Nephthys. Um, I was trying out, seeing how people online were setting a lot, but like in IRL, people are a bit more conservative and play a bit, better when it comes to like their back row. So I would suggest probably siding this, but this was one tech. I decided to tech the Flame Veil Dogs and Magician, seeing Flame Veil Dog will two box the Yaksha and Barong, and I wanted a little bit access to synchroing just in case, depending on situation. So I wanted to use one Flame Veil Magician. I point that out because that doesn't I realized that didn't help to the main goal of just cycling Garunix. So if you were to copy this build or try to use some build similar, I would probably suggest toying with Magician and Fire Dog. You can use it, and if you did, probably try Flame of Archer too, just for 7, so you have easier time going into Draco Sack and Big Eye. Or you can just take them out and put in cards like what's it called? Fencing Fire Ferret or Fire Dance Longsword, I guess is the Japanese translation on Yugi Pro. Um, or you can try the Wolfbark build where it's more so Exceed centric. But if you were, you probably couldn't use Seal, and what's the fun in that? Um, I was using Destruction Pot because there were times I felt I wanted to force the activation of their destruction effects, whether it be Yaksha or Barong or Garunix or Garuman or Nephthys. But I wisen up a bit, and I feel it's probably just better just to let your opponent, make their plays, and you just make sure that it doesn't remove or bounce or they mind control it. It was good when they tried a Big Eye, and it was really cute. And Gain the Life is super awesome, seeing how they don't miss timing. But if you want to change that, I can understand. But that's just like one of the little techs. Um, Three circles and three onslaughts are just like a must. These toolbox like all the important monsters. This help you dance around like their back row, which is why I wasn't running space. In addition to me running him, because like between Lance and this, I can just like bounce back and forth between their back row. Of course, if you feel like you're more of a trap person, I suggest running Breakthrough Skills or Mirror Force, probably even Deep Prison, third Lance. MSTs if you're not going to use Nephthys. Just have some defense when they try and push while Garunix is not around. Um, and I guess, well, before I get to him, Sir Scarecrow, because as I said, while Grunix is gone, they're gonna try and push hard to kill you for an OTK or end the game out because they know that she's gonna come back and wipe their field presence. So it's nice just to have a Sir Scarecrow just to throw it out, stop their attack. They can't, and then they get punished severely for dedicating so much to the field when Grunix come back. On top of Lance in your hand or Circle, or you could use Barong to search Circle before Grunix comes out. Just so extra defense to make sure his effect goes off. Last thing I wanted to talk about, the little tech of the Earthbound Immortal. This card is so beautiful, and I love it in this sealed version. The Earthbound Immortal, you can only control one Earthbound Immortal on the field at the same time, at any point. Yeah, your opponent can't select him as an attack target, so if he's only monster, your opponent can attack you directly, unfortunately. Um, when he's destroyed, look, this card can attack your opponent directly. When this card is destroyed by effect and not by his own effect, because he kills himself if there's no field, you destroy all cards on the field. So Yaksha can proc his effect from the hand because Yaksha destroys cards from the hand. This is a great. I love this tech because it's a great immediate answer. Smart players will realize, okay, if they destroy Yaksha, you're gonna get next turn advantage, a next turn plus. You'll get a +1 from a search, or you'll be able to plus like 1 to 5 with Garunix coming back and blowing up the field, or you'll be able to plus from Nephthys coming back, blowing field, but all those occur the next standby phase. There's almost no immediate, which is what would proc your opponent to want to say, okay, I'm going to destroy her and just run you over and end the game now so you don't even get the chance to get these advantages. The Earthbound Immortal is a great way as an immediate answer. If your opponent dedicates too much and they're trying to push too hard, if they end up destroying Yaksha, or if you dance one of your fire monsters out with Circle to bring Yaksha out, or you dance Garunix out to bring Yaksha out, and you have him in hand, he's an immediate answer. Their field gets wiped, they lose all broad presence completely, and especially if it's in the damage to calc, there's almost nothing they can do. They can't compulse their monsters away. I don't believe you can activate Starlight Road because it's not a counter trap and it's in damage step, so it's like, and it doesn't alter attack and defense. I'm pretty sure you can't. Yeah, there's just not a much. There's not a lot your opponent can answer to, but outside of like a Divine Wrath to the Earthbound Immortal effect going off, you wipe their field. Your monsters are recurring, coming back constantly, and they're just putting even a worse position for trying to end the game out of desperation, or set up to, or trying to set up too carefully for your next turn. In addition to the whole idea of immediate action, like immediate effects, I would suggest probably running the Fire Ferret because he's also a monster where if he's destroyed, you get an immediate plus out of it. Like if Yaksha dies and destroyed the hand, or if he's attacked face down, or even just on the field, you get to destroy one of their monsters, which can disrupt their play or which can disrupt their play or disrupt their balance of the field. If you don't like the Earthbound, you could run the Wicked Eraser. He does the same thing where if he's destroyed, he destroys all cards on the field. But the only difference is that Earthbound Immortal needs the field, so if you're not playing Seal, you won't really realistically be able to get him out. Like, if Seal's up, you can call the Haunted him out, and that'll be awesome. Um, he can't be special summoned, and his attack and defense and stats are based on what your opponent have, but you're always blowing it up, which is why I don't like that. The biggest he'll be is like 2k, maybe, until Garunix comes and kills him anyway. So, it's just a suggestion. If you don't like the Earthbound Immortal, you can run him. I was running 2. I cut back to 1 in my IRL build, mainly because I just didn't have a second one, but I feel the 1 has been okay, so I might continue to build with that. But hey, if you guys like the tech, try it out. If not, try at least 1 or none, up to you guys. Yeah, besides that, let's see. You can suggestions for changing the deck a bit, like just tweaking it slightly. You could try run Wolfberg. If you did, I'll probably run more than 1 Fire Fist Bears because he'll be exceeding more. So probably 2 Bears, 2 to 3 Wolfbergs, and like another Tiger King definitely because he's gonna be a go-to half the time. And him negating effects on the field is just super awesome. Flamevale Archer, if you're gonna try and synchro more, you go 7s. Veiler, if you feel too naked about, or like you don't have enough defense against monster effects. I just like Colossal Fighter, like no reason. Thought Ruler, Archfiend, because They're gonna try and throw deep prisons at you and such. And if you're running Wolfberg, I would suggest throwing Emerald in the extra deck just to shuffle your extra deck cards back in and draw. If you're not using Nephthys, you need some kind of back row disruption, especially with what's it called? That permanent trap where you can't special summon. Fanny's Emptiness. Yeah, like if they activate that on your standby phase, you're kind of gonna cry if you don't have it out to it. Usually I would like spacing it or like just chaining call or something just like if I'm just gonna get my monster out and then like blaster the back row or something. But you have to deal with it. It's just a suggestion. A third lance if you want more defense. And I already said Mirror Force and Breakthrough Skill are great traps to run in the deck. I really like Breakthrough Skill if you're not gonna run Veiler too, like just for the monster negation. You can negate stuff on their turn. Or like if you max seed and you drew breakthrough skill, or if it's just in your hand because you didn't want to like set it the previous turn, and you have a Yaksha, you're able to get Yaksha out. They destroy Yaksha, you can throw this in the grave, and then on your turn you can activate it anyway. So it's like a win-win. And I guess the last card. Let's see if it's actually forget about the other card I was saying. Just Trap Stun. I was wrong, and I was like reading it over again. It's no bueno. No bueno. Um, yeah. So just try Trap Stun. Uh, just so that you can flip it up in your standby phase or your draw phase, just to make sure that you have Runic safe, or just chain it to uh, emptiness, yeah, to make sure that they can't stop his summoning from coming out. Also, one quick thing, I also want to explain why I decided to main the deck around the Seal of Orichalcos. It is a weird, like, interesting number game. Most of the monsters in the deck are 1800, like Bear is 16, Barong and Yaksha are 18, and Nephthys is 24. Let's talk about those. Those are like the interesting numbers. 27 is already big. Your opponent, like, he has an effect for where he's destroyed by battle and by card effect anyway. So either way you gain plus. But it's the first three cards. The last three cards. Sacred Phoenix, Yaksha, and Barong. Now 1800 is it's doable. You can summon 19 beaters, 2k beaters. You can special summon Exceed, and you can deal with those. It's not that much of a problem. When you add Silver Calcos and you give them that 500 boost, not only does it forces destruction. Like let's say if you call a haunted like two monsters out, you call a haunted two bronze on your opponent's end phase, or on your turn. All right, cool. Silver Calcos after like attacking with them, they get destroyed. You're gonna get your searches next turn. And you can also like proc out like Garunic's effect or something. It forces the destruction, so you can proc out their effects whenever you want. Um, if they were special summoned. But aside from that, it creates this interesting number game, and it forces your opponent in such a horrible spot. Like you're just gonna love it as you're playing the deck. It makes Barong 23. No, I'm sorry, my math is off. Yeah, I'm right. 23 makes Barong 23, Yaksha 23, Fire Dog 24 if you choose to still play it, and Nephthys 29. Now between Barong and Nephthys, their effects don't go off when they're destroyed by battle. So your opponent has no problem summoning a 19, 2k beater, or like something 24, 25. Like 24, 25 is not that difficult to get out. Like you can exceed to Pearl, you can like he has 16 defense, you can go into Mike Stroke and book it down and punch over it. You can what is it called? Well, Drago's Act is 26. Yeah, you can go to Gremlin and crash it. Like there's access to 2400 monsters. When you get above 25, 26, no, 26 is that line. Once you get above 26, it's really hard to deal with those monsters. You tend to rely on spells and traps, which is why Garunix seems to be okay because he's 27. He's above that threshold. But you force Barong and Yaksha above that 2k threshold, which is simply easy to deal with, to 2300. Your opponent has to dedicate a bit more resources to deal with them. Nephthys at 2900, there's almost no monster they can just throw out to deal with him, to kill it by battle. They're gonna tend to use an effect or try and bait it into attack into a deep prison, or some kind of effect to remove it or bounce it. Garudix becomes 3300. There is almost no immediate answer besides the big guy trying to take him, or literally destroying him. Maybe Dracossack, Dark Hole, praying he falls into a Mirror Force, Bombless it when it's trying to come out. Like you want these monster effects, like Bear, or maybe even Grand Mole to bounce it back. Like you need effects to try and deal with him on the field. You can't run over a 3300 beater that comes back after he's being destroyed. And that's why I love Seal of Orichalcos in this deck, because it pumps up all these monsters to that dangerous threshold number. All the ATs become 23. You can't deal with me like by summoning one or two monsters. You have to dedicate a plan to try and get them off. And when you do, I'm gonna go plus anyway. With Nefty's at 29, you have to use an effect to try and kill him. You can summon up a big beater like Starform or maybe even like Archfiend Dragon, but that's resources to synchro into a bigger monster. With Garunix at 33, you have to dedicate field presence to get rid of him. You have to try and big eye him, which is taking two sevens. You have to try and exceed into a bigger monster, or negating the effect, or destroying it and then using back row to prevent it from coming back. Like the stronger these monsters become, the harder it is for your opponent to deal with them on field. Like normally a Garunix on field, you're fighting, for example, a dragon player, they can drop down blaster on you and just run them over. With Grunix at 33, they can't do that anymore. Now they have to drop a blaster and a Tempest, maybe remove Redox to get a search, then exceed, and then use an effect, risking Veiler or breakthrough skill. Like that 500 boost is just enough to enter that danger zone for your opponent, where they have to deal with him through means of effect outside of battle. And that's where Seal of Orichalcos shine. If they don't, they have 23 beaters, 24 beaters, 33 beaters, 29 beaters, hammering down on them. And combined with Circle of the Fire Kings, that can be a quick game over. If they're like 6,000, 7,200 life, you can end the game straight out just by two attacks and dancing out another monster for a pumped up Garunix or a pumped up Blaster. Like with Silver Cockle, Blaster is 33. I'm sorry, Garunix is 32. Wow, I mean, math was off the entire time. Yeah, Garunix will be 32. I'm thinking of Blaster. Blaster will be 33. So you can go, for example, Punch with Barong. That's 23. Punch with Garunix. He's gonna be 32. Together, that's 55, right? No, that's 45. No, 55. Oof, I'm sorry. My math is right this time. Yeah, 55. Then okay, I'm gonna circle on Barong and get out my blaster that I used to pop your back row earlier. He's 33. He's 33 now. I'm gonna attack on top of that. That's game. Like you literally just lost the game because I destroyed your back row and I had two monsters on the field with a spell card. I can literally have a 3 card hand with Blaster, a fire monster, and on Circle of the Fire King, which I could have searched earlier in the turn on standby phase. Attack with my boss who's gonna come out. Attack with an 1800 beater, or one of the 1800 beaters, and then just dance them out. And if by some miracle they live, I get pluses on the standby phase. But yeah, that's the power of the Seal of Orichalcos. Is it creates this threshold where your opponent can no longer deal with them normally through smaller special summons and smaller like level 4s or like smaller methods of attack. They have to dedicate field, they have to dedicate effects, and that's what you want. You want to use their effects to destroy you. You want to try and push and dedicate more things to the field, because then when they fail and they don't beat you that turn, when Garunas come back, when Nefties come back, when you use Circle to dance around it, when you play Fire King Assault of the Fire Kings the next turn, you wipe out their board presence, and now they're even further back from where they started. They're literally feeding the flames of their defeat. So I just want to cover Seal of Orichalcos real quick. I almost didn't. So yeah. So yeah. This is the sealed Fire Kings deck that I was running. Leave a comment. Tell me guys what you guys thought of the deck, this video in general. I want to keep reading you guys' comments. I want to try and evolve these videos more, and get a better feel for what you guys want out of this channel. I'll be posting more videos like deck testing. I have some super fun stuff coming up. It's gonna be hilarious. All I gotta say is okay. Just one word. Ojamas. And I know what you're thinking, but just give it a bit. So, comment, blah, and subscribe. Not gonna cut that out. Just go up there raw. Tell me what you guys think. If you like the deck, hate the deck, suggestions you might have for the deck, and take it to your locals, play with your friends, try it out, and hey, you guys might think of some crazy new text that I wasn't even thinking of, and it'll just make the deck even that more broken. Let's make this Fire King's deck like the bane of the meta until January rolls around and they have like a new ban list, and hopefully they never hit Circle because Circle is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Anyway, guys, this is Alkade signing out. I'll see you guys later, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the rest of the content to come. Peace.